When you go to a hair salon, you must worry about how much to tip your hairstylist. Tipping customs vary from country to country, and there can be regional differences even within countries. In this video, we will discuss tipping customs in Canada. We will give you some tips on how much to tip your hairstylist and information on when and how to tip other service providers in a hair salon. Tipping is a sum of money given to a person in addition to the basic price, typically as an expression of appreciation for good service. This is also known as a gratuity. The tip is given directly to the service provider and is not included in the bill. The tip amount is at the customer's discretion, but some general guidelines can be followed. Before looking at the tipping guidelines, let me answer several questions regarding tipping in Canada. When should tips be given? When should tips not be given? Why give tips? What if I don't have extra to give a tip? Are there salons where tipping is not allowed? How much should I give? When should tips be given? It is customary to tip 15% for all services provided in a hair salon in Canada. This includes the cost of your haircut, styling, and any other services you may have received. If you are happy with the service you received, you can give a larger tip of 20% or more. However, if you are unsatisfied with the service, a smaller tip of less than 15% is acceptable. When should tips not be given? There are some situations when tipping is not expected or necessary in Canada. For example, if you only had a shampoo and blow dry, leaving a tip is unnecessary. Tips are also not usually given for children's or men's haircuts. Why give tips? Tipping is not mandatory in Canada, but leaving a tip for good service is expected. Tips are usually given in cash, and the amount you give should be based on the quality of service you receive. If you had a bad experience or felt that the service was unsatisfactory, you are not obligated to leave a tip. What if I don't have extra to give a tip? If you do not have extra money to give a tip, it is perfectly acceptable to say so. Most hairstylists will understand and will not be offended. Are there salons where tipping is not allowed? There are some high-end salons where tipping is not allowed. These salons often have a no tipping policy to ensure that all their clients receive the same level of service. If you are unsure whether tipping is allowed, you can always ask the front desk when you make your appointment. How much should I give? The amount you should give as a tip depends on your service level. If you are happy with your haircut and the overall experience, leaving a tip of 15 to 20% of the service's total cost is standard. For example, if your haircut costs $50, a 15 to 20% tip would be $75 to $100. You might want to leave a higher tip if you received exceptional service. Conversely, if you were unhappy with the service or felt that it was subpar, you may want. The standard tip for a hairstylist in Canada is 15 to 20%. If you have a $100 haircut, you should tip between $15 and $20. If you are happy with your service, you can always give a larger tip. Some people choose to leave a 20% tip regardless of the cost of their haircut because they feel that this is a fair way to show appreciation for the service. Regarding other salon services, such as coloring or highlights, the standard tip is also 15 to 20%. For more expensive treatments such as keratin, straightening, or extensions, you may want to consider tipping 20 to 25%. The people who work in hair salons provide a service that makes us look and feel good, so it is important to show appreciation for their hard work. It is always up to you how much you want to tip. If you are unsure, it is always better to avoid giving a larger tip. Advantages of tipping. Tipping is not only a way to show your appreciation for good service but also a way to get better service in the future. When you leave a tip, indicate to the hairstylist that you are happy with their work. This will likely result in the hairstylist taking extra care with your hair the next time you come in to try and earn another tip. The downfalls of tipping. While tipping is a great way to show appreciation for good service, this practice has some downfalls. First, it can create an uneven playing field in the salon. Some clients are more generous with their tips than others, leading to some stylists making significantly more money. Additionally, if you are not used to giving tips, it can be easy to over-tip or under-tip your hairstylist. This can be awkward and embarrassing, so knowing the standard tipping percentage before entering the salon is essential. In conclusion, tipping customs vary from country to country and even within regions of countries. The standard tip for a hairstylist in Canada is 15 to 20%. If you have a $100 haircut, you should tip between $15 and $20. Regarding other salon services, such as coloring or highlights, the standard tip is also 15 to 20%. It is always up to you how much you want to tip. For more expensive treatments such as keratin straightening or extensions, you may want to consider tipping 20 to 25%. If you are unsure, it is always better to avoid giving a larger tip. The people who work in hair salons provide a service that makes us look and feel good, so it is important to show appreciation for their hard work.